Greetings, wrestling fans! Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be doing a Smackdown review September 30th. Now, I know it's been a while since I've done a review, but I didn't really like the other 2 weeks. I just didn't really feel reviewing the last few weeks, or last week's Smackdown and this week's Raw, so I do apologize for that. But I'm here to review this one, and I have heard about the news about the people that are in Florida, and there's a lot of craziness going on over there, so even though I'm from Australia, I hope the people from Florida are okay and safe. Smackdown was quite boring today. There wasn't really a lot of highlights. They had a lot of Raw superstars at the show because of the whole nonsense with Florida, and it's quite a shame. The show started off with the Honorary Use Sami Zayn getting a new Titantron graphic that says Honorary Use, and his Titantron graphic just looks like the Usos' graphic, just with his name. And he tags up with Solo Sikoa to take on Rick O'Shea and Madcap Moss. The Bloodline get the victory here. Of course they do, because, you know, you can't have them lose. Solo Sikoa gets the victory with a spinning rock bottom on Madcap. Jey Uso then gets in Sami Zayn's face backstage and warns him that if he dares to try and turn on the family, or if he does anything funny, that he is coming for him. So Jey Uso sees right through Sami Zayn. Drew McIntyre versus Austin Theory ended via disqualification because the Shush Please Academy were on SmackDown to cause the disqualification, and this led to Johnny Gargano and Kevin Owens making the save. Then we get Lame Row just sounds better. You put the letter S in front of Hit Row, you got my exact opinion of them. They take on Los Lotharios. I hate this match. No, I hate this match for one reason. Shit Row are supposed to be the babyfaces, and then here is B-Fab throwing slaps at Angel Garza. She's throwing slaps at Angel Garza, and these people are supposed to be the faces, and here they are cheating by throwing slaps, by having B-Fab throwing slaps at people. I know, like, seriously. They're supposed to be the faces, and then I'm seeing Shit Row cheat to win. Like, what is this nonsense? Anyway, there's a segment with Karrion Kross. I'm sorry, guys. I just don't care for him. I know there are people that like Karrion, but I just don't care for the guy. I didn't care for him in NXT. I didn't care for him when he was on the main roster, when he had a gladiator mask on. I just don't care. Even with Scarlett by his side, I just don't care. I would more rather see Scarlett wrestle than him. Karrion is just boring. He does more promos than wrestles. And there was another segment with Maximum Male Models where Max Dupree was it sounds like this might be the end of Max Dupree, because he walked away from the male models. They were trying to break the record of the longest pose in Canada. Shinsuke Nakamura and Sonya Deville, for some reason, have been seen together. I don't know if Sonya Deville is a babyface or they just have nothing for her. Her and Shinsuke, like, why are Sonya and Shinsuke resorted to just a few second segments? I thought Shinsuke was a guy that Triple H was supposed to be pushing. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of Sonya Deville, but I would rather her at least do something other than just being a waste of a segment with friggin' Maximum Male Models. Anyway, they were supposed to break the... Well, they were trying to break the longest pose in Canada, but Max Dupree ended it by knocking Mansoir over, and then he ripped off his... didn't even know he had one, but he ripped off the Maximum Male Models belt and says that, I don't think I need this anymore. I was never a fan of, I'm just gonna be straight up and blunt with you all. I was never a fan of Maximum Male Models. I wanted to give it a chance, but I just couldn't get into it. I just couldn't get into it. Anyway, and we're following this, we get a boring women's match between Ronda Rousey and Natalya. These two just don't work well together. Who do you think won? Did you think Natalya was actually going to get a victory? No, she lost, of course. Natalya tapped out. What happened to the Natalya that beat Cora Jade? Seriously, when I saw Natalya face Cora Jade, that was like the best Natalya ever looked, working with a younger talent. What's wrong with Natalya? Why? Am I sure this is the same woman that took Cora Jade to the limit in NXT and gave Cora Jade arguably one of her best matches in her entire career? Yeah, Natalya won the match, but it was still one of Cora Jade's best matches in WWE. Are we sure this is the same Natalya? What on earth are they doing with her? I'm not the biggest fan of Natalya much anymore. I'm not really her biggest fan anymore, like I used to be a big fan of Natty, but she's gotten boring over the years. But what the heck? Like, I just didn't like this. It sucks to see... Like, I know Natalya's a veteran and she's supposed to be putting over people, but does someone like Ronda Rousey need to be putting over? And I just don't get the appeal of Ronda Rousey. Liv Morgan comes out with a custom-made bat. And, of course, Ronda Rousey doesn't give her any offense. Ronda doesn't make Liv Morgan look good. Ronda pretty much no-sells and does a whole bunch of shit. I just don't understand Ronda Rousey. I just don't understand. I just don't get the appeal of her. She never makes anyone look good. She never makes anyone look good. She never lets anyone stand tall in their rivalries. She always dominates the feuds. She never makes anyone look good. And people rag on Charlotte Flair for always winning feuds and always looking strong in her feuds. Ronda Rousey's way worse than that. At least Charlotte can actually lose and put people over. Ronda doesn't know how to put anyone over. Yeah, Miss I'm okay being out of the title picture. I will never forget that article when I read that article from a friend that told me that Ronda Rousey said that she's happy being out of the title picture. I will never forget that article, and if Ronda Rousey ends up winning the SmackDown Women's Championship at Extreme Rules, which is more than likely gonna happen, then all that nonsense about her being happy that she's out of the title picture is nonsense. And I still think it is nonsense. How many more chances is Ronda Rousey gonna get? The fans ruined Liv Morgan's title reign. We want someone new. We're sick of the same people on top. I'm so tired of the same people, man. And as soon as Liv Morgan comes into frame as the new champion, Liv Morgan sucks. She's such a horrible champion. I want Ronda Rousey as my champion. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. Seriously. My God, I hate the internet wrestling community. So fickle. They always are. And they always have been. And no, don't blame the company or their booking. You, the fans, are the problem. Because you just can't accept change. When you just can't accept something that you ask for. Anyway, we had Sheamus and Imperium in this segment. Ridge Holland and Butch weren't there because of the situation in Florida. So Sheamus had a 3-on-1 mugging. Got 3-on-1 mugged by Imperium. They're building to the Donnybrook match. I really hope Sheamus wins next week. I would like to see Sheamus as the new IC champion. But I really don't see that happening. But I'm hoping Sheamus becomes the champion next week. Then we get Bayley versus Shotzi. Many people were telling me this match was going to be a banger. Many people were telling me that this was going to be a great match. And this was going to showcase Shotzi of how talented she incredibly is. And then people will finally put respect on the name of Shotzi Blackheart. I don't call this a banger. This was absolutely, 100% absolutely not a banger. This was absolutely awful. Absolutely awful match. I think it's time for people to really stop riding on Shotzi's coattails. People really need to start realizing Shotzi's not that good. I don't care if she's a babyface. I don't care if she's a heel. She just can't wrestle for shit. And the only reason why people like her is because she's an indie darling. She's someone out in the indies that apparently people appreciated. I don't give a shit what she did in the indies. I literally could not give two shits what she did out in the independents. She is god-awful, and I wish people would stop putting her on this pedestal like she's so damn good. I see so many people on social media, like, always telling me how good she is. Stop, she's not good. She's awful. She's just as worse as Lacey Evans. She's up there with Lacey Evans as two of the worst wrestlers of all time. Eva Marie will always be the absolute worst of the worst. But seriously, enough is enough. I just wish people would stop trying to convince me that Shotzi's a good wrestler. She's not. So much for this babyface turn. They turn her face and they have her lose. Bayley winning clean. Beating Shotzi clean. She didn't even need Io and Dakota. The only reason why Io and Dakota weren't there was because of the whole situation in Florida, of course. But still, Shotzi is awful. I think it's time for everyone to finally admit it. She's awful. She's not that good. And then our main event was McIntyre, Owens, and Gargano taking on Austin Theory and the Shush Academy. To my shocking surprise, Chad Gable wasn't the one that got pinned. I know, shocking, right? I'm actually shocked. When I saw this tag team match, I was like, oh yeah, Chad Gable 100% taking the pin in this tag team matchup. But no, to my shocking surprise, he wasn't pinned. Sure, they lost, but at least they weren't pinned. Austin Theory was the one that got pinned after a Claymore kick. Austin Theory was way better at taking pins than Chad Gable. So good on Vince for making... Sorry, I'm so used to Vince being in charge. So good on Triple H for making that decision. And that's SmackDown. Pretty bad show. Pretty crappy show. I didn't really enjoy much of it. But overall, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Hit that thumbs up. And I'll see you all next time.